What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are here with Luke.
Hello.
Hello. What did you do on the last weekend?
I came second place at a winner box up in Sydney. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Unfortunately, you couldn't bring home that old Rise of the Duelists box.
No, yeah, it was for Rise of the Duelists.
Impossible to find.
I was playing in the finals. It was against pure zoo, so just traps and zoo monsters. I just bricked, and then Ice Dragons. Yeah.
Ice Dragons blowout card.
Yeah, pretty much, and then Zeus just ended the game. So.
Oh, take us through your profile.
Cool. I'll do monsters first. Just move this to the side. First, shout out to your boy Shuckle. Have to. So for the first starters, I play 3 Torn Scales. This is probably the best, apart from Connected, this is probably the best start in your deck because it gets you to Appaloosa before you make Hulk. It's very versatile, especially going second. You can climb into an access code and kind of just wipe the board and then just full combo anyway. The versatility of this card is just insane. So maxing out at 3 is just probably the best way to do it. I've seen people cut it down to just 1. I was trying it at 1, but 3 is just the way to go because you want to see this.
Yeah.
So 3 Torn Scales, and if they're not start, then
I remember the night before we went to this tournament, you were like, I think my deck is wrong. I don't feel confident with it. Then you proceeded to just play through 2 hand traps every time we put you up against 2 hand traps, and then you ended up going very, very well.
Yes, and then I ended up coming second. And there was one part where the guy nibbed me, and then Plague was banished, and I DDR'd back Plague, and then I just full combo from there. So it was pretty fun. And then the other really good normal summon of the deck, obviously, is the Connector and the Dolphin. They're probably on the same level, but Connect is just really good because it just gives you hand knowledge. It doesn't need much of an explanation. It just rips cards. It lets you play around even more hand traps. But with the Torn Scales, it lets you play through hand traps.
It forces Ash on the Connector as well.
Yeah, it forces the Ash, and then you have an Extender, you just full combo. So they both are versatile in different ways. So it's good to max out on all of them because you want to at least see one of them.
Yeah.
So that's pretty self-explanatory though. And then for the Infernobles, I still play 3 Oliver. Oliver's the best one because the fact is it's a tuner, it's just a tuner extender, so it allows you basically just play through more hand traps. It's just a tuner on board and then just go into Hulk and then full combo. So you want to have this at 3 because you want to maximize seeing this as well because having this in hand just ensures that you can just play through as much as possible. So it's just really good. It's just nice to have it 3. I wouldn't play it any less. I only play 2 Renard. The only reason I played 2 Renard is because you need a Fire Warrior on field to summon it to get its effect to add back a Fire Warrior equipped from Grave or Banish. Plus, it doesn't really come up as much to have the Fire Warrior on board the specialist. You rather have the Oliver because you just need a pitch and equip or Fire Warrior from field. And you're always going to have equips whether you have add back Phoenix Blade or whatnot. So Renard just at 2 is good. Yeah, not much really else to say about that. It's just 2 is fine. 3 just gets a bit bricky and it's just it's not as good. And then just the one Gearfried. You only need to play 1. You search off Assault in the start of the combo. You can play 2 if you really want to. It doesn't really matter. I wouldn't play 3 because it's probably again too bricky.
How many cards are you at?
I'm at 46.
46. Okay.
Yeah, so you can play if you're playing 50. If you want to bump up to 50, you can play 2 Gearfried if you really want to. I was playing 2 in the OG build, but 1's fine. It's not that bad to open because if they just hand trap you absolute oblivion, if you have this, at least you end on 1 negate, and then next turn you can kind of just use this to suck up monsters and then just go for game with access code. Yeah. So it's not the worst to open, but you just search it for follow-up play, so just the 1's fine. And then for the go along with the Torn Scales, I'll play the 1 Boots and the 1 Cloak. This is just for the combo to help you go into Appaloosa before you make Hulk. There's not really else to explain these, it's just you have to play them if you're playing the Torn Scales. And one of each is fine, you don't play any more than 1 because it will just brick. For the Fire Extenders, I play 2 Fire Flint and 2 Red Layer. I was trying 3 Fire Flint, but I was finding myself I was just siding out the 3rd all the time. And it is a good extender, plus it's searchable off Durendal, so you just play 2. Same with Red Layer, you can search off Durendal as well. So I think 2 of each is fine, it's a good ratio for extenders, so yeah, not much else to say. It's a free special. You just need to control a warrior for this, which is it's really nice. It comes up like a lot. So yeah, two of each is fine. It's good. It's been working for me. The other extent I've been trying has been working out is 2 Butterspy. This helps a fair bit because you can chain block connector and then get guaranteed hand knowledge, unless they have the imperm, I guess. But it's just to play around like Gamma, Ash, and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was playing Tactics over this, but Tactics was just, for me, it was just dead a lot more often, and this was just really good. So you just know someone connected, like on summon this, and then you get Dolphin out, and then
It's a great tech.
yeah, it's good. Like it's been working for me, testing it out. So I'm just gonna continue playing it. And only at 2, any more than that, it'd just be bricky because the restriction it has in its own effect because you can't normal summon it or set it. It has to be special summoned.
Yeah.
So yeah, two is fine. Plus, worst case, you can search it with Rhoda and off you go. And then with the Dark Warrior package, I also play the Armageddon Knight. This is just part of the combo. You summon this off a Soul, and then you dump Plague, and then summon back Plague, and then off you go. Don't really explain Armageddon Knight. And then for the bricks, or quote-unquote bricks, the Despot, the Cult Wing, and the Plague. These aren't as bad to open. Despot you can just summon off from hand of Hawk. Cult Wing you can shuffle back with Plague. There are also combos where you can play with Cult Wing in hand. You just don't end on a well-established board. Plague isn't actually too bad to open as well, because if you open this with Connector or Torn Scales, it pitches off Dolphin or Torn Scales itself. It just guarantees you that you can play through even more hand traps because you just have this already set up in grave.
Yeah.
So if they stop you in any way, you already have it in grave. You don't need to worry about what you summon off a Soul. You can like summon a Renard off a Soul or anything else, and then just like it's just really good. So opening any one of these is not the worst. These two, yeah, they suck, but Plague is not as bad as people think.
It's manageable.
It is, yeah. Opening any 3 is manageable depending on the rest of your hand. Last 3 monsters, I just play the Wind Kaiju. Just the sheer fact of the Wind Barrier statue, it just gives me a main deck out because this deck kind of like hard loses to the locks like that. So yeah, just 3 of those, pretty self-explanatory as well.
Generally outs any problem.
Yeah, outs Dragoon as well, but it's good because the fact it's a win, so you have the versatility of like if you go against Barrier statue, you can just out it straight away. For spells, we play like 7 Rotors. So Rotor itself, 3 Heralds of the Chalice. I was playing this at 2, but I bumped up to 3 because the fact that you just want to see like Oliver like as much as possible because of the fact that it's just a tuner extender. So 3 Chalice, like this. And then the 3 Durandal. So basically, it's just pure consistency. I actually had it come up in the event with the second effect of this, where I was playing Prank Kids and he battle butlered my board and then just summoned back an Oliver, and the next turn I just like climbed into an access code and just went for game because it wasn't my turn. So being locked into Warriors, it doesn't matter. It doesn't come up, but yeah. So this is just consistency. Search cards. For equips, so I played the DDR build. So 3 DDR because this is what you search off Power Tool, because then you just use DDR to loop Plague Spreader and then just continuously summon back to like Synchro Climb essentially.
Yeah.
This is not the worst card to open as well, because even this, like with a decent hand, allows you to push through even more hand traps. Like what I said before, I summoned Armor off Assault. I opened a DDR, so when I summoned Plague back, he nibbed in that moment, and then Plague got banished because of its own effect. So I just DDR'd it back, made Hawk, and then full comboed, and then that was just pretty much game at that point. So it's not the worst card to open because it just lets you play through, and the fact that it's not once per turn is just kind of broken. And for the Crypts, just went off the 1 Phoenix Blade, Living Fossil, and the Overdone Burial. I don't have access to the equip that allows that makes your whole board untargetable. But this is fine because you search Gearfried, and Gearfried's like a level 9. So using this, Pitch Gearfried is Monster Born for like anything. And it doesn't have a restriction like Living Fossil. It has to be level 4, and it doesn't like negate their effect. So you can just summon back Armageddon with this and just continue playing as well. So it's just versatile, and I like it. I've been testing, it's been working for me. So they're just the rest of the equips. And the last 3 spells, just 3 Dark Ruler. I don't play any hand traps because I just want to play the Kaijus and Dark Ruler, because let them combo off Dark Ruler them or Kaiju them and then just full combo or access code and then set up my own board. So
your full combo goes through their full combo.
Yeah, pretty much. Dark Ruler, and then I just set up my own board and then win from there. So, the only traps I play are the Shade and the Fogblade. This is just, you play both because, well, Shade is just an extender. But if you open it, you have the option of searching the Fogblade off Boots. So when you can banish Boots to search one of these, so the Torn Scale summons back with its own effect. Because if you open one, you need to search something to summon back the Torn in order to make Appaloosa. So that's why you play 2. Plus, Fogblade just comes up. It came up in top 4. I was playing Dinos. This just helps out Conductor because Miss is only for like...
the battle phase.
Yeah. So he was in battle phase and...
Oh, this also doesn't activate.
Sorry?
This also doesn't activate.
Yes, yeah. So like basically under Missy, this is really good.
It still works.
It still works.
Can't still work.
But yeah, so he was in battle phase and I just flipped this because he tried to beat over. I think it was like a Herald or something like that. But yeah, it works. It's just nice to have. So extra deck. It's pretty standard, not gonna lie. So just 2 Assault. You have to play 2. You can get away 3 if you really want to, but I don't think you need 3. If you're playing 3, I think I said in my previous profile, like you're just playing it wrong. You're playing 3. 2 is correct. 1 is for the combo, 2 is for follow-up if you want to go climb into an access code and just go for game with your gear freed. Yeah, so Soul is pretty self-explanatory as well. So just
realistically, because it sends the equip spells as cost, you can't really resolve 3.
Sorry?
Because you send the equip spells as cost,
no,
it's tough to resolve 3.
I mean, worst case, like in the follow-up, because usually I send 4 for armor. The second one is just gonna send 1. Usually I have a Durendal in deck, so I send the Durendal, add special summon the Renard. When Renard's special, it adds back any of my equips, any of my Fire Warriors, and that just adds back DDR, and then I just go off from there. So you don't really need to summon like a Torn or anything like that. You just send 1 for Renard, and then it sets basically access code. So yeah, pretty standard. And then the only other link to is Hawk. I don't need to explain Hawk. It's Hawk. It's combo. Link 3 is I play the Aurodon because don't need to explain this either. And then Unicorn. Unicorn's just really good because it helps get rid of just problematic stuff and then just link climb into access code. So
it can't be used as link material, so you need another transitional 3.
Yeah, pretty much. So like. If they don't break your board, you can make this on your following turn into access code. If not, you can use the Soul, like I said, summon the Renard, then just go into Unicorn, DDR back anything, and then you've got an access code. So it's just good utility, pretty much. And then for Link 4s, like I mentioned, access code Talker, and then Appaloosa, which is just for the standard end board. Make Appaloosa before you make Hulk. And then, pretty good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, because it just helps you play through a lot more, especially with the PK engine.
It says negate.
Yeah, so you make it with 3 negates, so you have like 3 negate Appaloosa and then your full synchro board. Synchros for 4s are just the Held. This Held actually came in like, apart from Charles, this came in clutch against what are they called again? The ones that attribute for cost with their Inferno. Yeah, those. Yeah. Because you can't send from deck, like they get banished from deck or hand, so it came up a lot with them because a lot of their cards have to require them to send from deck. And also droplets as well, makes it really awkward for them. But yeah, Hell's pretty self-explanatory as well. For 5s, just the Roland. Roland's really good because even if you don't make it in the first combo, this is also good for follow-up and also add you back the gear freed that you usually put back with Plague. So regardless, you're always going to have gear freed for your follow-up turn. So like, this is a really underrated card, so it's pretty good. For the 7s, I play the 1 Power Tool, Shooting Riser, and Dragster. Power Tool's standard just to add you the DDR again to loop Plague. Dragster is good utility because if you get drolled, you can use Riser to at least end on something. So if you get drolled, there's no point going to Power Tool, so you just make Riser, then go into Dragster, and then you can end on Dragster and at least like a Savage or a Herald or a Charles, depending on your hand. So it just allows you to play through Joel, because Joel hurts a tiny bit if you don't already open the DDR. So this is just to help play through certain hand traps, really. And then for the 8s, I play the Omega, and the Savage. Savage is just an end board. Omega is just there. It didn't really come up like at all. This was supposed to be a Bell Mug, whatever it's called.
Ah, yes, okay.
So I kind of just added this in just in case I wasn't able to get one. So yeah, I didn't summon this at all, but it's just there. I guess like it can be like a Maximus target as well. It's just more of a flex bot, and also if you open like 2 DDR or open Insane, you can make this and the Savage and then just loot for an extra card.
Yep.
So it's there if you need it, but it's honestly just a flex bot. You can play whatever you want. And then the last card is Charles. Charles was literally the MVP of the entire day. Like just being able to just non-target pop anything I wanted when anything's equipped was like just insane. Like I don't know how many times I used this card to pop. It was just crazy. Like I love this card. It's literally just free. So if they like I was playing, it was in top 8, and the guy I tricked his hand with Dolphin. He bricked. He had like 5 traps. And then he just set pass, and then end phase I just used Charles to pop, and then that's one less thing I had to worry about. So yeah, Charles just MVP the whole day, and then 3 tokens.
3 tokens.
3 tokens.
Always.
Side deck or no?
Don't stress about side deck.
Okay,
Side
cool.
deck is your secret spice.
Yes, it's kind of cool, but yeah.
All good.
Yeah, hopefully that was a decent profile, I guess.
That's all good. But thank you very much for it. Do you have anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, just probably shout out to you, Ben, and then Josh as well. And then obviously everyone else in Hong Kong.
Everyone's sitting next to me being like,
but yeah, mainly Ben and Josh for helping me test out the night prior to the winter box. Basically helped me test and convinced me to play the deck again. So yeah, massive shout out to you too. And then just Wollongong Good Games and everyone else there. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for the profile. And as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG here with Luke.
Yep.
And have a good afternoon, everybody.
See ya.